All right, let's dive into a really cool crossover story. It starts with a pretty wild premise. What if a fan got dropped into the super dangerous world of Hunter x Hunter, but with the power system from a totally different novel? Let's get into it. So, our story kicks off not in some fantasy land, but on a regular old school bus, with that one chilling line. A student, clearly troubled, pulls out a gun and just opens fire. It's instant chaos, pure confusion, and just brutal, unexpected violence. And in all that chaos, our main character is on the floor, bleeding out. But as he's dying, his last thoughts aren't about his life or his family. Nope, he's furious. His very last words are about how much he hates the cliffhanger he just read in his favorite web novel, Card Apprentice Daily Log. A weirdly specific detail, right? Well, that detail is about to change absolutely everything. Because for him, death isn't the end, not even close. In that final moment, he's just ripped from his world and dropped, quite literally, into another one. He's leaving behind the awful reality of that school bus for the lush, vibrant, and, let's be honest, equally dangerous world he's only ever read about. So picture this. He's just plummeting out of the night sky over the Coquine Empire. He's about to be a crater, but he's saved by a very familiar face for any Hunter x Hunter fan, Kite. The second Kite's Nen touches him, it's like a shock to the system. It forces all of the kids' aura nodes wide open. A weird diamond-covered book flashes into existence and disappears. And then, somehow, the boy's own body unconsciously uses Nen to stop the bleeding from his fatal chest wound. I mean, even a master hunter like Kite has never, ever seen anything like it. He eventually comes to in a tent. His wound is bandaged, and he starts to put the pieces together of his insane new reality. He is in the world of Hunter x Hunter. He gets a new name, Jack, and that is definitely not all he got. His Nen ability is that very book that appeared out of nowhere, the Diamond Grimoire. It's this unbelievable power that basically imports the entire system from the novel he loved. It gives him the power to turn real stuff, objects, creatures, you name it, into a collection of cards. And check this out. The Grimoire actually gives him a status page just like in a video game. You can see he's starting with a solid 1,000 aura units. But look at his physique. Nen Prodigy. The world itself is basically telling him he has a gift for this. And then at the bottom, you see the two cards that are the foundation for his entire new life. So you're probably asking, how is any of this even possible? Well, it all comes down to these two origin cards. The Miracle card is why he's even here. It was a one-time use, get-out-of-death-free card that yanked him into this world. And the Nen Remaster card is how his power works. Think of it like a software patch that makes his novel's card system compatible with the rules of Nen. These two cards are the reason he exists. But here's the thing. Jack is still just a wounded, confused kid. He has no idea how to actually use Nen on purpose, let alone his crazy grimoire. And, well, the wilderness of the Coquine Empire doesn't exactly give you a tutorial phase. The real world doesn't wait. And just like that, gunshots just rip through the camp. From inside his tent, Jack hears Kite call out his famous Nen ability, Crazy Slots. The roll lands on number 4, he gets a carbine, and suddenly a massive firefight erupts right outside. Kite's busy. But the attack isn't just focused on Kite. While all that is going on, Jack hears something else. A low growl, and it's not human. And it's coming from right outside his tent. He is not safe at all. The flap pushes open, and this huge head of a bipedal lizard peeks inside. For Jack, who's still wounded and paralyzed with pain and fear, this is pure terror. Kite is occupied, and this thing just found the weakest link. After Kite handles the threat and saves his skin again, Jack makes this incredibly desperate high-stakes deal. He knows he can't survive if he's this helpless, so he offers Kite the craziest collateral imaginable, his own life. He's begging Kite to teach him, betting his very existence that he has what it takes to get stronger. Kite agrees. He uses a technique to force Jack's Nen into the surface, giving him conscious control for the first time. And what's the first thing Jack does? He looks at the 17 lizard corpses from the fight and unlocks the main function of his grimoire, card creation. He covers a corpse in his Nen, and poof, it's gone, leaving a single card behind. But this power isn't free. It's got rules, and it costs energy. Aura, in this case. Just turning a corpse into a basic ingredient card costs a tiny 10 aura. Crafting an item card from that costs 20. But a skill card, that's the real price. And it's way more expensive, starting at over 50 aura for just one attempt. So with his new stack of ingredient cards, Jack starts crafting. He successfully turns the lizard parts into a full set of gear. He's literally wearing the monsters that tried to kill him. He even makes a simple gunny sack that works as a storage item, giving him a cubic meter of space to hold stuff. Pretty handy. Okay, gear is great for not dying, but Jack is thinking much, much bigger. He noticed those bipedal lizards had this incredible rapid regeneration. That's his real goal, to somehow distill that ability into a skill card he can use on himself and finally heal that gunshot wound for good. His first few tries, though, they don't quite pan out. He aims for a regeneration skill, but he ends up with a metabolism skill that just helps with stamina recovery. He tries again, gets another recovery skill, which is also just more stamina. He's getting effects that are related to what he wants, but he's not hitting the bullseye. Something's wrong with his method. And then it just clicks. Jack remembers a critical rule from the Card Apprentice daily log novel. If you want to create something complex, something powerful, you can't just use one low-quality ingredient. He realizes he needs to combine multiple ingredient cards to get the powerful result he's after. So he goes all in. He takes 5 of his remaining bipedal lizard corpse cards, stacks them together, and tries the creation one more time. The cost is insane for a beginner, 250 aura units. That's a quarter of his entire supply, all gambled on this one final attempt. And this chart really puts his progress into perspective. In just a few hours, he has burned through more than half of his total nen. Between making the ingredients, crafting the items, the failed skill cards, and now this massive gamble, he's learning incredibly fast, but man, it is an expensive education. And the gamble pays off. Big time. He successfully creates the magical lizard beast regeneration card and equips it. As a totally stunned Kite just watches, the stitches on his chest literally pop out. The edges of the wound pull themselves together, and the flesh seals perfectly, leaving no scar, nothing. It's a complete, mind-blowing success. So Jack has just proven that his insane ability works. He can take the traits of any creature in this dangerous world and just make them his own. Which leaves us with one heck of a question. In a world filled with powerful, monstrous beasts, if he can turn any of them into a new skill, what kind of hunter or what kind of monster is he going to become?